I'm not used to being on this side of the coin between the two of us.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to another Odd Popcorn for That review. I'm Chris.
I'm Nick.
And today we are talking about The Front Room. So this is the directorial debut of the two brothers of Robert Eggers, who directed The Witch and The Lighthouse and The Northman. But this is their first time in the director's chair. So before we get into it, tell us what the plot is.
Everything goes to hell for newly pregnant Belinda after her mother-in-law moves in. As the diabolical guest tries to get her claws on the child, Belinda must draw the line somewhere.
Man, let me just get this out of the way, and then I can let you say whatever you want to say. But I got to tell you, I went into this thinking, like, this looks like a pretty fun little, like, unique horror movie, and it's got the last name Eggers on it, and I'm intrigued, and Brandy's in it, and I'm interested in Brandy as an actress, you know, like, that's cool. But this movie's, I think, terrible. Like, I had a really hard time, and I'll get more into it, but I'm interested to see if we're on the same page, or did you love this thing and convince me why? I don't know, but I had a really hard time.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it was pretty disgusting, but I loved it. Yeah.
Oh, you did love it?
Yeah, I liked it. I don't know. It doesn't have that great of ratings, but I think this is the first time I think I've liked something a lot more than you.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of hard. It's hard to watch for, you know, things that are happening, but I was just still waiting for something to happen, and I was like, it does. It's like I would have made that happen a lot sooner. I kept thinking it. I was like, this would not be happening.
My name is Belinda. Belinda.
You know, it's funny because my biggest problem with the movie is well, I don't know about my biggest problem. I have problems with the movie, but like it all kind of hinges on how you feel about the Solange character. And Catherine Hunter is playing Solange, so she's the mother-in-law in the situation. And I really liked her character on Poor Things very recently. Like, loved that movie. Mm-hmm. But this character did not work for me. So if it works for you, it works for you, and it'll make a huge difference in how you feel about this movie.
So
but
maybe that's
totally.
Why. Like I did like her, yeah.
Maybe it's that it's so effective. Like, the point is to make you like extremely irritated with this woman, and you can't stand her. And that is what happened to me, to the point that I almost couldn't stand this movie. Though it's the problem. Like it's like the whistling, dude. We'll get into it, but there's just some things that are. It's like the sound of a baby crying in a restaurant, or like nails on a chalkboard. Like, there's things about this movie that are meant to irritate you, and I felt like I was being waterboarded. But yeah, I mean, so Brandy, I gotta say, is the shining star of this for me. Like, depends on your take, but for me, it was like Brandy was in a better movie than this. Like, I thought she really gave a good performance. She looks great for, like, she's older than us, but she's looking great still. And Andrew Burnap's character Norman does fine with what he's given, but he's kind of a secondary character. It's kind of a two main actors here. With Brandy and Catherine kind of competing for the role of the mother in this house.
I am her mother. Oh, no, yeah. Hey. Oh, no, yeah.
It felt like I was kind of waiting for something that didn't quite happen. So I know what you're talking about, and it's, you know, like a little spoilery of it, a pretty big spoiler of a thing. But it felt like I was kind of waiting for a little more of something to happen. Like, maybe because of Hereditary, I was setting myself up for more of like a culty angle to the whole thing. And maybe there is some of that. I don't know.
I mean, it's kind of. It is the culty. Everything about that was culty.
So yeah. So what?
Speaking in tongues and stuff.
But what was the goal of, like? Are they trying to indoctrinate? I'm not sure. Like, that was clear to me. Like, are they trying to bring this baby in and just it be like the new member of the cult, or is this like a reverse Antichrist kind of situation?
No,
are they trying to bring a new Jesus?
I don't know if they were trying to do any of that. I think it mainly was just like a power thing for Solange and her trying to take control of this family because she's already got control of her church. Her pastor does what she tells him to do, and she has her followers. So I think she's just trying to take over another aspect of her, like, final moments in life of this house and this child, and like somehow getting her stepson in her good graces.
Yeah, and certainly, like, she's trying to turn her stepson against Brandy's character, Belinda. She doesn't suit that name.
Belinda!
I don't know. That was, like, kind of a funny name to choose for her, but the Solange's character keeps calling her Belinda, or variations of that. So the character worked for you. The Solange character worked for you. And that has to be the thing that's making you,
probably,
like, enjoy this movie for the most part. So I guess I can see both sides of it. Like, if that character works for you and grosses you out enough, because this is an extremely, like, there should be like a freaking trigger warning at the beginning of this, because if you're disgusted easily by something, this is really more disgusting than it is horrifying. Like, it's a horror movie, I guess, or like a psychological thriller kind of thing or something, but it's not really ever horrifying. It's just like really gross.
Yeah, I mean, the first time it shows Solange like spit into a napkin, I was definitely repulsed and had a hard time watching, and I knew that there had to be more coming.
Yeah, there sure was more coming.
But I mean, they did a really good job with all of that, I guess, and like all the dream / nightmare scenario things I thought were really cool looking.
And they, you know, I got to hand it to them. I sound like a broken record, but we talk about like practical effects and CGI, overuse of CGI and stuff a lot. And whenever there's effects needed in this, it certainly is all practical effects. There's one that's very spoilery, but it stands out in my mind. I think you'll know what I'm talking about, where there's 6 of something where there normally would be 2 kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
That I think it kind of looks bad, but I appreciate like it kind of reminded me of like cheesy, campy B movies from yesteryear. So in a way, like I kind of can see both sides of it. It's just this movie doesn't hold back. Like it's kind of like no holds barred, full blown circus at some points.
It's probably it's one of those.
So it just depends on how you feel about that.
Love it or hate it, I guess.
I'm not used to being on this side of the coin between the two of us. It's funny.
Liked it. I feel
like how you must have felt when we were talking about T-Tane.
Mm-hmm.
Brandy was the only thing. You're going to be shocked, but Brandy was the only real thing for me that brought it up. Like I didn't think the husband, Norman's character, was bad, but I didn't think he did anything to really bring it up. And Solange's character brought it down so much for me. So yeah. It is time to rate this movie, and I guess this time I'll start and just say that I actually might have given this like a 1/2 out of 10. I'm going to bring it up to a 1 out of 10 because I did every time Brandy was on the screen, I'm like feel like I'm in a different movie, and I like it. But yeah, Solange brought it down for you, boy. So 1 out of 10.
That's wild because I liked it more than Beetlejuice, so I'm gonna have to go higher than Beetlejuice, and I'll go with a 7.
Yeah, I had a feeling you might go higher than Beetlejuice. Yeah. So it's an interesting thing. You gotta decide which one of us to listen to. But if you got nothing else going on, there's not a whole lot new in theaters right now. If you've already seen Beetlejuice, or if you plan on seeing Beetlejuice and you want something else to see in theaters, maybe this will be for you. Depends on who you ask. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you in the next one. Like and subscribe and all that good stuff. And certainly comment. We'd love to see. It doesn't seem like a whole lot of people are going to see this. If you do go see this and you want to let what you thought about it below. But yeah, we'll see you next time, guys. Thanks.
See ya.